Shalom. Before beginning, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKadosh, and double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the Akim, teaching his word throughout the four corners, in true sincerity. For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Lord, and be edifying unto the elect, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Alright, the true name of God is Yahweh, alright, which means he is or he exists. Alright, it's not just God, it's Yahweh. The name of his son, the world calls Jesus, not his name. Alright, not his name. It doesn't start with a J. Alright, and it's not even in English. Alright, it's Yahweh Shai. Alright, which means he saves or he delivers. Alright. Okay. These two names, or this name, I should say, are those names given unto the Israelites to call upon in times of need, in times of prayer, in times of praise. Alright. Because they were given unto the Israelites. Alright. Only the Israelites can call upon the name Yahweh Shema Shai and be delivered. And that's exactly what we're doing in the last days. As we're living in the last days, call upon the names, the true names of the Father and the Son. Because Scripture talk about how we will return. How we will remember ourselves in these last times. For a reason. Because there are certain prophecies that are about to come to pass. Like that. Mark the beast, like Jacob's trouble. Like all hell breaking loose, World War III. So we think these are the things that we need to know. But me saying that, the topic of this lesson is going into this truth comes with ups and downs, but the point is to keep, moving forward. Our job, is not to, be emotional. Just even as men, to not be emotional, think, rationally, like why is this happening? Like it's early in the morning, you're already catching hell, in your mind. Or it's early in the morning, you having car problems. Or it's early in the morning, your woman start fucking with you early in the morning. Or no matter what time of the day. It's just a constant thing throughout the whole day. It's always constant ups and downs. But your mindset is to keep moving forward. Okay? This is James 1 and 12. It's weird I'm already even here. I don't even have no precepts lined up. Yet, this is James 1 and 12. It says, blessed is the man that endures temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord had promised to them that love him. So, blessed is the man that endures, temptation. All right, let's go into the word temptation then. I'm reading the NLT as well. It says, God, Yahweh blesses those who patiently endures testing and temptation. Afterward, they will receive the crown of life that the Most High promised to those who bless him. So again, the purpose of us constantly moving forward is ultimately to receive a crown, from Yahushai, to be part of the elect, because the elect are going to be the ones that are going to be crowned, during that, quote unquote graduation, so-called graduation, ceremony, okay. That word, temptation is an experiment, a trial of proving, So we have to constantly endure these different trials and provings from the Lord. It says, trial made of you by my bodily conditions, since conditions serve as to test the love of the Galatians towards Paul, the trial of a man's fidelity and integrity. So these different temptations and trials that they go through are constantly, testing our integrity towards the Lord. This is an enticement to sin, temptation, whether arising from desires or from the outward circumstances, an eternal temptation to sin. So, we all, every man goes through, temptation. There's always temptation, but our mind is to, stay, focus and, keep putting one foot, in front of the other. Day by day. The race is not for the swift. We know we understand the condition of the battle. We bearing the indignation of the Lord at the same time. So things that we go through, we deserve it. But also knowing that it is a light affliction, and that we will be greatly rewarded for it. This Micah 7:9. It says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord Yahweh. It's like it. Because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute just before me. He will bring. First Maccabees 12:9, it says, therefore we also, albeit, right now, not albeit, we need none of these things, that we have the holy scripture, holy book, holy books of scripture in our hands to comfort us. So, again, ups and downs, but we keep moving forward, and we have these scriptures, all right, for comfort to read in times of when your mind seems heavy. I read a song or read a story about King David, or we meditate about the kingdom. We read scriptures about the kingdom and revelation, about the scriptures, the promises. It's to comfort us while we go through what we gotta go through. All right, we have chosen this path. At the end of the day, just talk about the straight gate. All right, the straight gate is not an easy path. All right, this is Matthew 7. What is that? Slaki. In Matthew 7:13 it says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. So we're not choosing the broad way, we're choosing the straight gate, because we understand what's at the end of the road. All right, our names are being remembered forever, because we stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, and that word straight, when you go into an enthymon, is narrow, confined space or place, especially narrow pass or passage between hills, in reference to a narrow passage of water connecting to larger bodies. Alright, narrow part class defile. Alright, but this the real point right here says this sense of difficulty, plight. Alright, what else does it say? Strict. Alright, severely restricted, austere. Right, so this is a path for a difficulty, and we gotta count it a blessing as well that the Lord counted us worthy, to go through, things that we're going through, and we're also gonna go through even more in the future. All right, things didn't really hit the fan yet. Well, they didn't hit the fan yet. All right, our names are gonna get, put out there as, murderers or rapists, whatever false allegations arise because of this word. All right, but we cannot be offended as well. We got to keep moving forward, because even when things start to get hot, and it will get hot. All right, it's gonna get really better, because that means we just getting closer and closer. So once Esau starts to make a move, that means that the Lord allowed him to, make that move. And with him being allowed to make that move, that means that we about to get the fuck up out of here. The Lord about to show miraculous works. All right, and through those miraculous works, we'll be delivered from the destruction, and from being delivered from the destruction, receive a crown. All right, Revelation 2:25. It says, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come. So hold fast. Well, hold on to what though? All right, this truth. All right. It says, and he that overcometh and keeping my works unto the end. Right. So it's all about enduring unto the end. All right. I always talked about endure. He that shall endure to the end, endure to the end. All right. Endurance is an amazing, trait to have, a very underrated, trait to have, especially in a world full of, soft ass niggas. It says to undergo or suffer. So the Lord has seen that you're willing to endure, to suffer for Him. All right. Just imagine what He will have in store for you. Alright, because some are ashamed to suffer for the Lord. Some get embarrassed, or they feel ashamed or shamed. Right? Like, damn, you know why I'm going through this. Alright, they start getting vexed. Alright, remember, you gotta bear indignation. Alright? But it says he that overcometh and keeping my words unto the end, to him will I give power over the nation. So as long as we endure to the end, the Lord's gonna give us power over our enemies, over these heathen nations that's, ruling over us. Alright, and it says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. Or having them as, servants and handmaids the same as they did us. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received in my Father. Alright, so, this is the reason why you got to keep on pushing forward. Because even though it's ups and downs, we got to keep moving forward with things like this. Alright, that's written within the scriptures. Alright? Being over the nations. Can you imagine that? Right? We believe that we have faith. Our expectations to be over the nations. As long as we are there to the end. Our regular nigga not thinking like that. But we are. Alright, that's the mindset, that ruling class mindset that the Lord gave us. Alright, in these times. Alright? With that, low end is a quick lesson was edifying. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kakadash, and the honor to the apostles, and the elders, great millstone, and shalom to the icon teachings, Lord, God, four corners, and true sincerity. Push Akim out of here, shalom.